Boxing fans, get ready. A new champion just pulled off a big win in an exciting Mexico vs. Mexico fight. He proved the doubters wrong, and now everyone's talking about a possible rematch. Is this the beginning of something huge in boxing? Stay with us as we break down the fight, his journey, and what's coming next for this rising star. Welcome back to the channel. Today, there's some exciting and trending news from the world of boxing as we dive into the remarkable victory of a rising star in the sport. This athlete has been making headlines following a highly anticipated bout that has grabbed the attention of fans worldwide. With a display of skill, strategy, and mental toughness, this fight has raised a lot of excitement about what the future holds for this fighter. Fans and analysts alike are now wondering what his next steps will be, and today, we're here to break down everything that happened and what might be coming next for this newly crowned champion. In Los Angeles, the stage was set for a highly anticipated showdown that had the crowd buzzing with excitement. It was a unique clash, with both fighters representing Mexico, adding an extra layer of intrigue to the bout. The atmosphere in the arena was electric, with fans from both sides cheering for their favorite. Despite all the noise and energy, the champion shared afterward that he didn't let the crowd's reactions affect his focus. He admitted that while the environment was intense, he stayed locked in on the fight, making sure to keep his composure from the start to the final bell. Feeling confident and comfortable in the ring, he maintained control throughout the fight, which helped him deliver a strong performance. When asked if this was his best performance so far, the fighter reflected on his career and said that this one ranks among his top showings. He explained that his game plan was simple but effective. His focus was on keeping his opponent at the end of his punches, making sure he maintained distance and controlled the pace of the fight. He emphasized the importance of fighting smart and staying sharp, avoiding any desperate moves that could have led to mistakes. Knowing his opponent was a one-dimensional fighter who only had a limited set of skills, he stuck to the strategy of controlling the distance, preventing his opponent from getting inside and disrupting his rhythm. This disciplined approach is what helped him secure the victory, proving that he had prepared well and executed his plan flawlessly. After securing the win, the fighter opened up about how much this victory meant to him, especially considering that many people had doubted his chances going into the fight. There had been a lot of speculation and talk leading up to the bout, with many predicting that a rematch with another top fighter, Tank, was inevitable. However, with his impressive performance, the champion silenced the doubters and showed that he was not to be overlooked. He shared that his biggest motivation throughout his career has been his family. The sacrifices they made for him and their unwavering support gave him the strength to push through the toughest moments in his training and the fight itself. This emotional connection to his family added extra joy to his victory, and when the decision was finally announced in his favor, it was a deeply rewarding moment for him. The fighter also expressed some frustration with the pre-fight hype, noting that his opponent's team seemed more focused on future matchups than on the fight at hand. He specifically mentioned a 15-minute video made by his opponent's management that laid out plans for the next year, as if the result of this fight was already determined. He found this a bit disrespectful, as it appeared they were already looking past him, focusing on future plans instead of giving him the respect he deserved. But in the end, the champion stayed focused on his own game plan and let his performance in the ring do the talking. When asked how confident he felt before the official scorecards were announced, the champion revealed that he was extremely confident throughout the fight. He explained how he felt in control from the early rounds, staying in his opponent's face and constantly making him miss. Every time his opponent missed a punch, the champion made him pay for it with well-timed counterpunches. He talked about how his jabs and uppercuts were key in maintaining his rhythm, allowing him to stay one step ahead of his opponent at all times. This sense of control gave him confidence as he awaited the final decision, knowing that he had done enough to win. As fans eagerly anticipate what's next for this newly crowned champion, the question of his next fight remains a big topic of discussion. The fighter himself expressed that he's open to facing whoever the fans want to see him fight next. He emphasized that he's never been the type of fighter to dodge tough opponents or avoid challenges. From the beginning of his career, he's taken on some of the toughest fights, and he's ready to continue proving himself in the ring. He made it clear that he's here for the fans and will fight whoever they want to see him go up against. He also mentioned that he walked into the ring weighing around 148 or 149 pounds, indicating that he feels strong and confident at this weight, even though he's been fighting in the 135-pound division. The idea of a rematch has also been floated around, and the fighter said that he isn't ruling anything out just yet. He explained that he would need to sit down with his team to discuss the details and see what makes the most sense moving forward. Interestingly, right after the fight, his opponent's father was already calling for a rematch in the ring, showing just how competitive and intense the atmosphere was. While nothing is set in stone, the possibility of a rematch remains open, and it will be exciting to see how the situation develops in the coming months. Another important aspect to consider is the role that mental toughness played in this fight. Throughout his career, this champion has been known for his ability to stay calm under pressure. In a sport as intense as boxing, mental fortitude can often be the deciding factor between victory and defeat. It's not just about physical skill, it's also about being able to stick to a plan, remain focused, and not let emotions take over in the heat of battle. This fight was a perfect example of that. Despite the loud crowd, the intense atmosphere, and the stakes of the match, the fighter showed incredible composure. He didn't let the moment overwhelm him, which allowed him to execute his game plan with precision. This mental strength will be crucial as he moves forward in his career, especially as he faces more experienced and skilled opponents. As the champion looks toward the future, there are a number of potential matchups that could generate massive interest among boxing fans. The division he competes in is stacked with talented fighters, and a unification bout could be one of the most exciting prospects. Many fans are already speculating about who he will face next, and there are plenty of names being tossed around in the conversation. A rematch with his recent opponent is also on the table, and the demand for it seems to be growing, especially after his opponent's team immediately pushed for it following the fight. Whichever path he chooses, it's clear that this fighter is ready for the challenges ahead. His willingness to take on tough opponents and his determination to give the fans what they want is a testament to his character and competitive spirit. In addition to the rematch talks, there's also the question of how the fighter will handle future weight classes. Walking into the ring at a higher weight than his current division could signal a future move up in weight, which opens up a whole new set of possibilities. Moving up in weight can be a risky decision, but for fighters who can carry their power and speed to a new division, it can also lead to bigger paydays and more high-profile matchups. As his career progresses, we might see him take on fighters in higher weight classes, which would further cement his legacy as a versatile and fearless competitor. For now, though, the focus remains on what the fans want to see, and with his growing popularity, the boxing world will be watching closely to see how his next moves unfold. Thank you for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for more updates on your favorite fighters and the latest news from the world of boxing.